fellow producers, this is your publisher, Kristen Brinley. I'm here with the wonderful Steven Boie. Thank you so much for being with us.
Nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, he's our partner spotlight. He was in the February issue with Elaine Koch on there, and A to Z inspections. What's great about Steven, like 30 years in the industry, 14 years in home inspection, and he has this beautiful company that has really high standards in the home inspection field. So, Steven, can you tell us, how you ended up in the home inspection industry and, a little bit about that journey?
Sure. Well, as a realtor, I was always fascinated with the home inspection process. It was like a science project to me, and that's how I work as a home inspector. I treat the house like it's a little science project, and along the way I'll educate the client, teach them things that they may not be aware of in their home. I think that people really appreciate the education and the thoroughness. I think we've got a great level of awareness. When we walk into a home in the 60s or 70s or even the turn of the century, we know what types of things to look for. People don't want surprises after they move in, so we make sure they don't get any surprises.
That's beautiful. And you're a full service. Can you tell us about, what you guys offer?
Sure. We do lead paint, pool inspections, chimney inspections. We do mold testing and remediation. Obviously, we do radon testing, termites, and we have online scheduling. So if you get a deal 7 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock at night, you can go online and book the inspection without having to call us up.
That's great. That's convenient right there. Can you tell us, step by step? That's in a way, a pretty short period of time of creating such a business that you've got. How did it start, and where are you at right now?
Well, it started 14 years ago, and I took the view, since I was a realtor, to set the expectation for the client, because you can't let the client manage the transaction. That's the realtor's job, to negotiate on behalf of the client. And sometimes the client's expectations are here, but reality is here. So we just have to set it straight. Sometimes you're buying an as-is property, you're not going to be able to negotiate anything, so it's more of an informational type of an inspection. And some people want to negotiate every little thing, but really that's not reality. You can't do that. So you try to stick to the guts. I hate to use that term, but the heart of the house: plumbing, electrical, structure.
Most important pieces.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get clients? What is your best way of interacting and getting clients?
Well, the only advertising we do is with your magazine. Everything else is word of mouth. We haven't, other than a website, we don't knock on people's doors and asking people to use us. It's more or less, if you've heard about us, you like our service. I like the realtors that are looking to build their own business, because when they put us in front of their client's happy with the service, it makes the realtor look good, and the reports are easy to understand. You basically can copy paste a lot of the information from the report right onto the negotiation of the contingency page.
And you love education.
I'm a home inspector trainer. I train people to be home inspectors in Virginia and in Maryland. Everyone knows DC. Don't have to be a licensed or certified inspector. In fact, you can be a home inspector in DC right now if you wanted to be. So be careful.
Be careful who you hire.
Be careful in DC.
Yeah, be careful in DC. Well, so is there any habits or things that you attribute to your success?
I think what makes me successful, or the company successful, is we've trained the guys to cater to the client and to the realtor. The realtors, they don't want somebody who's new at the job. All our inspectors have years of experience. Plus, we manage the client's expectations. It's important for the realtor to be able to walk out of there knowing what they need to get for their client, instead of the client walking out of there thinking that I'm going to get everything on the list, because that's not reality.
That's good, managing expectations. And
Mm-hmm.
So if someone wanted to be a home inspector,
Mm-hmm.
you have a lot of success in this field. How would they know it's right for them, and what advice would you give them?
We're always trying to recruit great inspectors. I tell people, don't do it for the money, even though the money's great. All our inspectors are making 6 figures plus. It's a matter of whether or not you like building science, because you need to know a little bit about everything and have the awareness to know when there's an issue. So if it's a crack that's a problem, you have to be able to tell people this is a problem. Or just the opposite, tell them this is normal.
Yeah, this is a superficial. Yeah.
These things happen, cracks happen in concrete. The bigger the piece of concrete, the more cracks you're going to have.
That makes sense to me. If someone's interested in getting into home inspection, should they call you?
They can call us because we do training. It's a matter of whether or not they have the time to put into it. It took me about a year when I went through training to work underneath somebody before I actually felt comfortable enough doing it on my own. And not everybody has the time to put in. But if you're passionate about it, yeah, it's a great field to get into. I've been doing it for 14 years.
Well, I love your standards, and that's why you work with a lot of the real producers, and we're happy to have you, on our team. So thank you.
Happy to be here. Thank you.
Well, you heard it here at DC Metro Real Producers. Thanks a ton. Appreciate having you on.
Thanks.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
You've heard it from DC Metro Real Producers.